Hey blockchain visionaries, it's George Levy. In this video I'm going to talk to you about the fact of why there will only be 21 million bitcoins. This is actually one of the most common questions that I receive from students all over the world, and it merits discussing. First off, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, please hit subscribe and ring the bell so you will know exactly every single week when I publish brand new videos. In this week, we're going to be talking about why there are only going to be a maximum 21 million bitcoins. So the topic of this video is, why will there only be 21 million bitcoins? Well, let's actually get specifically into 2 points to the answer to that. The first one is, why only 21 million? And the answer is, no one really knows. Now, if that's what you were looking for, you can end the video right here because I'm not going to tell you why it was 21 million. It was actually a decision made by Satoshi Nakamoto, and it's just programmed into the Bitcoin protocol. There will only be a maximum of 21 million bitcoins. Actually, to be exact, it's almost 21 million bitcoins. We will not have more than 21 million. It's going to be almost 21 million. But the real answer to this whole thing is, what's the point of having a limited number of bitcoins? Well, the key thing is this. Let's say, for example, you have some dollars. So right now, right here, I have a stack of $10,000, right? So right now, each of these each of these bills in here is $100. But here's the messed up thing about these. The US government can actually print a lot more of these. So where you have 10,000, you have 20,000. Or you know what? How about we just print some more? Here's 30,000. Now we're talking. Let's ball. Let's make it 40,000. And I can keep it going, you know? Bitcoin been very, very good to me. Key point I want to point out to you from all this is that you can just print a lot more of these. And there's no limit to this. In fact, as we stand right now, they're printing trillions of dollars right now, and we don't control the supply of that currency, in this case, US dollars. Same thing that happens with fiat currencies all around the world. You can just create more and more and more of that. With Bitcoin, you have a controlled supply. What that means is that every Bitcoin is valuable because there's only a limited number of them. In fact, we actually could find out the supply of how many Bitcoins are in circulation. And right now, what I'm showing you is a chart. It's actually tracked by blockchain.com. And as of the time that I'm recording this video for you, there's just over 19 million Bitcoins in circulation. Key thing that I want you to understand is that that number goes up by, on average, approximately every 10 minutes. As of this moment, the supply is 6.25 new Bitcoins. What that means is that every 10 minutes, approximately 6.25 new Bitcoins will be created. And then, when we reach what's known as the halving, every 4 years approximately, the supply is cut in half. So right now it's 6.25 new Bitcoins. We're going to get to 3.125, right? Which is going to be the next halving. And so on and so forth. In fact, when Bitcoin started being mined, I was saying minted. Minting is when you create an NFT. We're not talking about NFTs. We're actually talking about mining Bitcoins. So when miners are creating new Bitcoins, they actually have a limited supply that is actually created with every new block. As of the time, it's 6.25 new Bitcoins that are created. When Bitcoin was created in the Genesis block, that first block was on January 3rd, 2009, there were 50 new Bitcoins per new block that were created. Today, the supply is only 6.25. But here's what's interesting. Every single Bitcoin that's out there is already in circulation, but if someone loses access to the private key of where those Bitcoins are held, those Bitcoins are lost. And right now, it is estimated that nearly 4 million Bitcoins are lost because someone might have made a mistake. Someone might have forgotten a password. Someone might have actually had it locked in a hard drive and then threw away the hard drive, or maybe it was a hard disk failure and then you lost access to the wallet that actually had those Bitcoins. But the point is, it's estimated that nearly 4 million Bitcoins are lost forever because people lost access to the private keys associated with that. Okay, so key things here, like for example, lost password lock millionaires out of their Bitcoin fortunes. And I could go on. These stories are quite sad to hear. In fact, I've shared another video in which Alex Jones of InfoWars actually spoke about the fact that he had a hard drive with 10,000 Bitcoins and he lost it. And that must have been a really, really painful thing to do. So there is your answer. Why will there only be 21 million Bitcoins? Bitcoins. And what I said is, one of them is we don't know why 21 million. That was Satoshi Nakamoto. If you ever find out who Satoshi Nakamoto is, ask Satoshi. No one really knows who he is, but if you find him, ask him why 21 million. But just as importantly, there's only 21 million because it's a controlled supply. And as a controlled supply, every one of them is valuable, as opposed to just taking these stacks of bills and just printing more. Hope you found this video valuable. If you found it valuable, make sure to hit like and share it with as many people as you think is possible. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit subscribe and follow along as I publish brand new videos on blockchain, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency. And as I always say, we're changing the world one blockchain at a time. See you in the next video.